It's the NFL on EA Sports. And we'll get a look here at Caleb Williams. He's going to have to air it out plenty this week. It's the Caps and the Aviators. And it's coming up next on Madden NFL 25.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League finds us in the capital city of Columbus, Ohio. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Columbus Ball Club entering play. They come off a disappointment last time out that put an end to their modest 3-game win streak. Meanwhile, for our visitors from Hawaii, they've come in on a nice run of recent form, 4 wins out of 5.
And the offense last week, they had things humming. If you're a defensive player, you may get overshadowed a little bit, but you're really buoyed by what your offense is doing.
The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And a glance here at the man calling the plays under center, their 6'4" quarterback.
And the guys on the other side of the ball know they'll have to be on their toes. And it's obviously not just the passing, but the running element that makes him dangerous. He ran for over 100 yards in that game last week, so keeping him contained will be a big emphasis for this defense.
Well, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
And cue the applause, and there it is for him, the mark he's been aiming for all season long. 1,000 yards. Just the third quarterback to reach that milestone, joining Lamar Jackson and Michael Vick. That's a season's worth of work and a huge commitment to get him the touches that he needed to make that happen. Congratulations.
Another first down there as this one goes for 25. They finally caught up to him there at the end of the play, but great inside handoff, and what a powerful run.
The first few yards seemed relatively easy. Then it got tougher, right? And that's where he showed that he was not going to go down easily. He was not going to be denied until he got everything he could out of that run.
And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. First and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road. Mitchell diving for the end zone, and he is in. Touchdown. Looking sharp on that first drive. These guys, of course, coming off back-to-back victories, and you see that kind of advancing into this game, don't you?
You certainly do, and when you have a team that doesn't get too full of itself, even though they've won 2 games in a row, you get the end result that we saw there, that nice opening drive, because they're sharp, they're focused, and they're locked into everything that they're doing.
Gano the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Just a 4-play drive that time, and it ends with a 3-yard scoring run. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. A lane opens here. He's past the 30. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by their rookie quarterback, the latest in a long line of NFL QBs from USC.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
1 touchdown, 1 pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, and that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe he leans on a few other parts of the offense and hopefully springs a receiver or 2 free.
The numbers for Walker from last week's effort. 18 carries, 94 yards.
And he's hoping to have the same type of game, but he's going up against the #1 defense in the league, and they're very good at fitting the run. So now you've got to think offensive strategy, maybe a little more play action, and try and find some people open downfield.
He's to the 15, and he gets into the end zone for the touchdown. Hunter Renfrow his first touchdown on the year. And the Caps are able to strike back quickly with an opening touchdown of their own. And sometimes those slants, they can be so tough to defend after the catch. It just happens so quickly.
And really, what gets set up there is how quickly everything happens. Ball's out of the hands of the passer in a hurry, and he just takes it and goes.
And he went all the way into the end zone. McManus's point after is good, and we are tied at 7. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The Aviators offense and their quarterback coming out for their second drive. And he's been a real threat, not just with the arm, but with the wheels as well. NFL's leader amongst quarterbacks in terms of rushing touchdowns. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. A little jet sweep to start the drive. And that is not fooling anyone. He never had a chance to turn the corner there, and they'll go backwards right away.
And how about that, partner? That happened in a hurry. Sudden, explosive, gets into the backfield and spills the play.
And he was AFC Defensive Player of the Week last week because of plays just like that. Richardson hit it, he fumbles it. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. A disappointing end of the sequence there. He was starting to turn nothing into something, and then he lost the football.
And sometimes things get lost in the transition. And what I mean by that is you go from being a passer to a runner. And at a certain point, once you cross the line of scrimmage, you're strictly a runner now. There's no more downfield threat. Make sure you take care of the football while you're traversing downfield.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Following the fumble recovery, Williams. And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end. The escapability in evidence there is that one good for 15 and a first.
No surprise to see him running again here. It's something he's done throughout this season. And that run puts him over 500 yards on the ground for the year. He's got to be thinking to himself, if I'm already at 500, what's to stop me from going for 1,000?
And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Credit the tackle to John Franklin Myers. 2nd and 6. From the shotgun, a throw for Williams. Over the middle, complete. It's Walker. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Here's Williams. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
So the defense are able to force their first turnover of the game, and then they add on to that by getting the field goal.
And you don't just want to take the ball away from your opponent, partner. You want to make them hurt as well. And if you don't score yourself on defense, turn it over to your offense and have them put points on the board.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Aviators offense and Anthony Richardson ready for this next possession. And this defense has got to be searching for answers right now. It's been his ability to make plays on the ground here in this first half that's really giving him fits. Here's Mitchell now to kick off the drive. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. Off play action. Richardson. To the right side, it's caught by Mitchell. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. 3rd and 8. Richardson. Being chased out left. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. The coverage may be too good that time as he breaks away for 19 with his legs and a first down.
Well, I don't want to be a jinx partner and put the whammy on him, but I think we could be looking at all-time damn the ground with the way that he's going. Only a few quarterbacks in this league are capable of a 100-yard game, and he's halfway there just in the first quarter. This is a record-setting pace. Hopefully, he can keep it up, and we can have fun watching it.
Play action. Now Richardson. Steps away. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's second down. Here's Richardson to throw. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
No coverage bust by the defense here. They did a nice job accounting for everybody, and that led to an incompletion.
Richardson shotgun on third down. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there, and now fourth down.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. Columbus's offense just about ready to go again. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there. It's second down. From the gun, it's Walker. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. Well, this defense very strong in that victory from a week ago.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. Here comes third and about a foot. To the air, Williams. Forced out to his left. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run.
Haven't met a quarterback yet that didn't enter the league with a massive chip on his shoulder if he wasn't a first-round pick. They want to show the league that they made a big mistake. Determined to get the first down there, no hesitation at all to tuck it and go. I bet he would have tried running through their entire defense if it meant reaching the marker.
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. To throw, it's Williams. There's a short one to the tight end, Johnson. First connection there of the afternoon for those two, and it's good for a first down. Throwing is Williams. Throwing for Smith on the out route, and it's caught. So the completion good for just 3. And it's second down. From the gun, here's Williams. The open man here, Renfro. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage. And here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Running left is Walker. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down. 10-7 our score after 1 right here on EA Sports. Columbus with the football here to begin the second quarter. Well, this has been a good march down the field, but now they're stuck looking at a 2nd and 14. To throw, Williams. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. Going to need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing. Flushed out right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. John Franklin Myers has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. And this is a quarterback who's already had success on the ground in this first half, but this time they're able to hem him in.
And it's always different when you rush a mobile quarterback as opposed to a guy you know will be right back in the pocket. In this case, you got to make sure the inside pressure and the outside pressure match, and maybe even a second wave to make sure if he squirts free, you've got someone to tackle him.
The kick by McManus is good. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
The visitors' offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. Call it a gain of a yard, and that'll bring up second down. A give running right is Mitchell. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. Only a yard on the pickup, and now they've got a 3rd down and 8. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. Richardson looking to throw this. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
This is where the NFL is headed year by year, partner. A league where just about everyone has someone under center who can get you with their legs as well as their arm. And we've certainly had a nice display of that from both QBs in this game. And that continued with that first down run.
Now it's Richardson. 2 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Here's a toss right side to Mitchell. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. They just do get the play off as he'll look to throw. And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. Got what they needed there. The drive continues with a 9-yard pickup. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Back to throw. Here's Richardson. And he coughed it up. But it looks like one of the DBs has it. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. A lot of talk this week about ball security. In fact, they added an extra period in practice to be more secure with the ball. It didn't work out there.
Well, sometimes you just get overexcited during the game. You may all of a sudden make your catch, see some open field, and decide you're going for it, and not realizing that danger lurks while you're doing so. And there's your end result right there.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Following the fumble recovery, Williams. That's caught. It's the former Bill, Gabe Davis. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. First down yardage on the first play of the drive. Give him 14. Looking to throw is Williams. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
He came through well with a nice pass breakup there. Fortunate that he was on the spot. He's the only guy left to prevent the first down.
On the counter, it's Walker. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
Not a whole lot of room to maneuver there, and I think that's because everyone took care of their responsibilities, filled their gaps, held their place. No place for him to run.
Yeah, looked good. Everything got funneled to the nose tackle. They swallowed him up. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down.
Now that's a quarterback who's in charge out there right now. Wants to throw the ball on third down, doesn't find anyone open, tucks it away, takes off, and picks up the first down. Not by a little, but by plenty.
Working out of the gun, Williams. He's got Renfro on the out route. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. Ball on the 35. Here comes 2nd and 5. Back to throw. Williams. And he will be hit from behind and run over. Wow. Shaquille Barrett from his outside linebacker spot, forcing the sack for a loss of 8. So, Charles, no turnovers yet for this offense, but those sacks now, they're starting to pile up.
And one thing usually leads to another because they've got to figure out how the offensive line and everyone else involved in protection can keep their quarterback upright and allow him a chance to throw the ball downfield.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up 4th. And they bring their punter out there now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. The visitors' offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Right now, they're on the wrong end of the scoreboard, and that won't change if this drive ends like the last one when they had that lost fumble. So you have a feeling taking care of the football is certainly paramount right now.
Yeah, and it's not just the guy who dropped it on the last drive, is it? That means everyone who might touch the ball is getting the same message. Guys, ball security, paramount. Let's take care of it, and if we do, we've got a chance to put points on the board.
And they get him behind the line, so that short gain on first down quickly negated. They'll wind up losing 3, and now it's 3rd down. They're backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. Richardson looking to throw. Eluding the pressure right. Shreds him with a stiff arm. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
It's really something special when we see a quarterback top 100 yards in one half of football. And if he keeps up this pace in the second half, the NFL record for single-game rushing by a QB is certainly in sight.
That'll be taken in there by Miles Boykin. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. A big play that time on the catch and run. And it'll move the chains. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep him out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2.
Their entire offense has been centered on him, and he's been carrying the load with ease. 100 yards rushing in a game for a quarterback is rare. In a single half, Darn near a masterpiece.
And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. Elijah Mitchell with his second touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Aviators are an extra point away from taking the lead. So his strong first half continues as he finds the end zone here for the second time.
And definitely good blocking at the point of attack, and you just have to love watching the way he can create space down near the goal line, and he's able to take it into the end zone.
Extra point try good by Gano. And with it, his guys take the lead here by a point. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Columbus's offense just about ready to go again. As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
2nd and 5. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. Operating from the gun, Williams. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run. Looking to throw. Williams. Open man, that's Renfro. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A good pickup there, 26 yards. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
They'll look to throw here on first down. And it's caught. Touchdown. Devontae Smith, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Caps will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. There was a lot of zip on that pass, and baseball might have called that a frozen rope.
I like it when you bring the diamond into the game. I'm going back to the gridiron. Had some heat on that bad boy. Sometimes you throw a touchdown pass, and sometimes
you throw, what, a touchdown strike?
There you go. That's my man, in concert.
Extra point from McManus is good, and that'll make this a 6-point game. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And he takes this near the 25, just a little pass there, call it the 26. So now out comes this offense led by their quarterback as they take over once more. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And with him trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together, maybe get in the field goal range. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better, got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Now Richardson. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. And that's going to be caught. T. Higgins. Now the offense will burn their third and final timeout And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward.
And that's a nice catch there. Remember, he had the fumble earlier. No way he was giving up the ball in that situation. Secured it tight to his body and picks up the first down.
Now he'll escape to his left. And he'll get nothing out of that one. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up second down. So we have reached halftime in what's a 6-point game at the break. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you two in a bit. For now, plenty of early game action around the NFL to get you caught up on, so let's get to it. In the first half, it was the man from USC, Caleb Williams, who put on a solid performance. He fired his guys into the lead with 2 first-half touchdown passes as they were looking like a well-oiled machine in the first half of play. We saw a couple of high-octane offenses getting it done in the first half. Both teams had no problems moving the football. And you'd have to think, the team whose defense shows up in the second half is going to be the one who walks out of here with a victory.
Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. The Caps offense and Caleb Williams set to go to work once more. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. And I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
Here's Williams. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. It's going the other way. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. A little careless with the football, and he also had a fumble loss last week, didn't he?
He certainly did, and when I'm watching him play, the one thing that comes to mind is always remember, traffic, turbulence, people around you, 2 hands. Get 2 hands on the ball. Grip it tight. I know it looks cool to have it in one hand, but put it away, tuck it away, because you've got to take care of the ball.
This offense headed back out, captained, of course, by their quarterback. And it's been a struggle for him all afternoon. This defense has really done a nice job of making him earn everything he gets, and it's prevented him from getting into any kind of rhythm here today. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. In motion, the tight end. To throw is Richardson. Following the fumble recovery, he'll throw. And he'll spot Higgins open left side. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. So from the 22, here's 2nd and 2. A shotgun handoff to Mitchell. And he's going to have a gain of 11 to the 11 before he's brought down. 1st and 10.
First downs have not come easy, and neither have runs like this throughout this game.
Absolutely not. He finally felt like, whoa, a sigh of relief. We got something going in the running game. Yeah, Richardson back to throw it. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. John Mechie, an 11-yard touchdown. And the Aviators take the forced fumble and convert it into 6 points. Well, they were down 6 at intermission, but they quickly erased that deficit, and Charles, now they've got a chance to take the lead.
And while being down 6 points, obviously not an insurmountable lead, tying a game up, that just relaxes a whole team, doesn't it? And now when you add the extra point and you go up, you really feel good about what you've accomplished.
Gano the extra point, and that will put them on top here in the third. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it was all capped off by a John Mechie touchdown reception. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. They'll run with Walker to begin the drive. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. Back to throw. Williams setting up the screen here. This is Walker. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. If they didn't have that penalty a moment ago, it'd be a first down. Still a nice 13-yard pickup. They'll come up now 3rd and 3. Looking to throw. Williams. Escape. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Roquan Smith in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that will lead to 4th down. And they'll send out their punter now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Fielded just inside the 20. It'll be a 44-yard punt, 6 on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Well, the Honolulu offense making its return to the field now. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. 65 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot. There was a great article in the paper yesterday about how he likes to run angry. Plays like that, you can feel it, can't you?
As long as he doesn't drive angry, we're okay. Because when he's on the field, that anger works for him. It fuels him, it powers him, and the end result runs like that.
On 1st down, they go back to Mitchell. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down.
They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Yeah, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game, and while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
Richardson. Flush to his right, and he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down.
And this is a rarity in the NFL, a 100-yard game on the ground for a quarterback. Even as those passers get more athletic and mobile, we only see about 5 of these a season. It takes a special set of circumstances for it to happen, and of course, a special player.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. Columbus's offense just about ready to go again. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. Well, with him trailing here in the second half, maybe his legs can try to give this offense a spark.
And that's the benefit of having a young quarterback, right? Having a rookie, a guy who will say, hold on a second, I have a little bit of fearlessness to my game. It isn't working as well the other way. Let's see what I can do to help my team this way. And, boy, he did it there.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. To the right side, this is Walker. That's a pretty strong running there as he'll take this across the 50 and down to the 44. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down at will.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Back to throw now on first down. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be second down. Out of the gun, Walker with it. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. They'll say no gain on the play, so it was looking good, but nothing there, and now it's third down and inches. They'll try for the first with Walker. And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more. A 5-yard loss there is going to bring up fourth down.
I think it's pretty evident we can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. And on fourth down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. This offense and their running back headed back onto the field. And you have to imagine this defense saying, how do we stop this guy? He has run roughshod through him to this point in the third quarter. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still they've got the lead here and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10 upcoming. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A first down, a 16-yard gain. Try the right side with Mitchell. And space tough to come by there as he'll get maybe a yard to the 37.
Nice run defense presented there, and what I mean by that is discipline. The guys filling the right gaps in the right holes, no one over pursuing, and making a very nice play.
This pass complete to Higgins. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Mechie, the man in motion. They go play action with Richardson. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down. And they'll send the slot in motion left. And going deep downfield for Boykin. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Now a timeout called for by the offense. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Here's Richardson to throw. Short throw caught by the tight end Oliver. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we've played 3 quarters. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Columbus. This one's still anybody's ball game. It's a 1-point difference here as we begin the 4th quarter of play. They'll try and pick it up with Mitchell. And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20. 78 yards rushing for him in the ball game now on 14 carries. On first down, he'll drop to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up first and goal. They'll run with Mitchell. And he'll work his way closer to the goal line as he's got 5 down to the 3.
Hat tip to that offensive line. They're clearing some holes, even down here deep in the red zone. And that's a nice pickup on the ground on first and goal.
On second and goal, Richardson got his tight end. That's complete. That's Oliver. Touchdown! Josh Oliver from 3 yards out. And the Aviators get an important score there to extend their lead here in this fourth quarter. Well, that's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, gotta give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target came free, and his guy made a nice catch. Just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game.
Extra point try, good by Gano. And that will ensure that it will take a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie it. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Columbus's offense just about ready to go again. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. There's still plenty of time here in the fourth quarter. In just a one-possession game, down 8. They'll be looking for the touchdown and 2-point conversion. A field goal here on this drive does very little at this stage. Multiple rushers break through to drop him for the 7th time this game. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. To throw, it's Williams. And Walker has it. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. It'll be a pickup of 8 on the screen, and it sets up a 3rd down. From the shotgun, a throw for Williams. And he's going to get this to the 31, but that is still well short of what he needed. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down.
He certainly had plenty of success running the ball, and right now I'm getting the sense that he's looking to take off and run every time he steps back to throw it.
But they did a nice job there collapsing on him and holding him to a short gain. So they bring out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. It'll go as a 42, make it a 43-yard punt, 6 on the return, and out will come the offense as they take over. This offense making its way back out, led by their running back. And as we roll through some of the highlights, we see how crucial he's been to their success in this one. When he's in this type of a groove and his offensive linemen are creating running lanes for him, he can really put on a show, and he's done so here. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet. Richardson looking to throw this. Pretty nice gain on the scramble. Gets him 12 yards.
These are running back numbers that he's accumulating right now. Received double-digit carries and has rewarded them by breaking the century mark in rushing, in addition to what he's done through the air. Definitely MVP caliber football we're witnessing.
And he's got room. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. 107 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
Oh, and that is incomplete.
Well, he certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
Richardson out of the shotgun. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. This offense so far on third down, they've been tough to stop. 8 for 10 so far. This is 3rd and 10. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 23 yards on the tuck and run.
Now that's a killer because you think you've got it absolutely covered, and then he hot-foots it out of there and picks up a first down. Drives you crazy as a defense.
Looks like you're exactly right. Looked like a for-sure stop on third, and then the tables turn. Oliver, the tight end, making the catch. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Richardson on the bootleg here. Flushed out right. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there. It's 2nd down. They'll try to run with Mitchell. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. Elijah Mitchell, his 8th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Aviators add on to their lead, and they are also closing in on a 5th straight victory.
And that right there is a definition of a statement drive. You're in the 4th quarter, trying to get to the finish line, and here they were able to hold the ball for a long time and move it down the field. And how about them finishing it off with the touchdown run? Winning football 101, check that box.
Gano the extra point, and the lead is up to 15 now. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Caps offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes, and he's generally been one step ahead of this defense all game long. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. Now a 2nd and 10. Throwing is Williams. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. To the air, Williams. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. To throw once more, here's Williams. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Ball right on the 50-yard line. Here's 2nd and a couple. Renfro bringing it in over the middle. He's got this to the 30 before being taken down. Well, following the play now, they're going to stop the clock here as a man is shaken up. Now, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Up the middle, here's Walker. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, 2nd down. To throw, Williams. He's going to find and complete it to Renfro. This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard. Touchdown! Gabriel Davis from 21 yards away. And the Caps are able to cut into that deficit. So this now a 9-point difference. You figure the book here says kick the extra point, make it a 1-score game.
Now, you and I have seen coaches get overly aggressive in this spot, but I agree with you. Kick it here and get back within a score.
McManus's point after is good, as this gets him back within a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. Making the stop that time, Bobby Wagner. This is 2nd and 8. Back to throw. Here's Richardson. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. So it's our visitors with a football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. 5 points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on 1st down. Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively, they burn it here with 1:51 left. This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. Now a second timeout called for by the defense as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Richardson looking to throw it. And he is going to have a 1st down here, and that should be the one that seals a victory. And they'll indeed take a knee. Second and 11 now. Up the middle, here's Mitchell. As he's got this down inside the 40 to the 39. You can really tell right now both sides have amped up the aggressiveness. That time the offense winning the aggression battle.
And the defense was obviously aiming for the football, maybe a little bit more so than the runner himself, and that's why he was able to break through and get the gain that he did.
Well, somebody lit a fire under that offense during the break, Charles. Remember, they trailed at intermission. They come out, they have the big second half, and that lifts them to the victory.
And Brandon, trailing at halftime, we always talk about teams making adjustments. You know what the best adjustments usually are? It's just executing better. Because the game plan you put in place at the beginning of the week often still holds. You don't have to make wholesale changes. You just have to do it a little bit better, a little cleaner. And they did that in the second half, and that led them to victory.
So for Honolulu, they keep pace for a playoff spot as they move to 7-3, and they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Columbus, their luck may have run out as they fall to 4-7 now in the year, and they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.